I'm here with my good friend Ciara Chinniah. She has this amazing drum camp for girls. Hello, Ciara. How are you?
Hello,
Long
I'm
time no
really
see.
good. I know it's been such a long time.
48 hours.
Yeah, sick of me already, I know.
And I'm going to start, Ciara, with three questions. First, what is it called exactly? When is the next one? And how did you come up with this idea?
We don't really have a name. It's just
So create one now.
I I have a loose name which is She Can Drum,
It's a
but
great name. I
really,
like it.
thank you. It's on the t-shirts that I get made, She Can Drum.
Perfect.
But when I put them on my website, it's just clearly women's drum camp or women's beginner drum camp or women's advanced drum camp, so people know what to expect. The next one is just under a month, so it's the 25th 26th of March. It looks like that's going to be sold out because we've just got one ticket left,
So it is going to be sold out.
so it's going to be sold out. Sorry, but I am going to be doing one on my own in Essex at the beginning of June.
Okay. This one is in, where is this
But
one?
this one at the end of the month is in Mill Hill
Okay.
in London. It's at
Cool.
the Mill Hill Music Complex.
Great space.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really big. There's a little cafe there. We've already done one there, so it's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, excited. Really excited to do that one. It's going to be big.
And in June, the one in Essex.
And then June, the one in Essex is going to be in Brentwood, near me, which you can get to easily on the train with the Elizabeth line. And yes, those are the two I've got booked in. And we're probably going to do some more beginner or like advanced beginner in autumn, I reckon. And the third question you asked is the idea. This is not my idea at all.
Okay. Who did you steal it from?
I stole it. I took it with permission. So I do a podcast called Drummer Mamas, and we had this amazing drummer called Karen Wolf on an episode last year. It must have been summer or spring last year. And I had seen that she'd been running, what is it? Sisters on the Drums is her camp in America. And it's amazing. It's amazing what she does. She's an incredible player. And she's been doing that for a while. And so we had her on the podcast, and I just was so inspired just by that conversation. I thought, why is there not one here in the UK? Why? Because I would have loved that. And so I called her. I called her on the phone about a week later and just asked her if she would mind if I did one here. And I picked her brain about how she did it, like how much she planned, and just kind of to get a feel for what to do, because it seemed like such an undertaking, to be honest. When I got obsessed with the idea, I thought, well, I don't even know how to do it, what to do. But yeah, so it's all from her, and she's great. And if you're in America, go to her camp because it's amazing. Yeah, so I got it from her, and it's just kind of, I've just got obsessed with the idea, and it's just been great. It's been, once I did the first one, it's like, okay, yeah, you just, lesson for life, just do the thing,
Well,
just do it.
I think most things they seem a little bit overwhelming if you just think about them and you plan and you plan and you plan, and then when you do it, it seems like, oh, I can do this, you know. And I'm glad you did, because it's very easy to be overwhelmed and say that's not for me.
Absolutely, definitely, that is me. I'm not one to, I don't know, I've never set anything up like that before, so it's definitely eye-opening to see what needs to be done and all of that stuff. But yeah, once the camp is on, it's easy. It's like, ah, if I'd known it'd been this easy, I would have done it ages ago.
And I'm glad it's a success. I try not to be too male about it, but it's very difficult. What is it that make people look for it? Is because there's no man? Is it because they feel safer? Is it because they think, oh, it's a woman's thing, I should do it?
I think it is very appealing to a lot of women because it is just women and that appears safe. I have had a lot of messages from older ladies. Like, I feel like there's such a need there for the older lady who has always wanted to play and was told she couldn't, or was, yeah, laughed at, kind of thing. I'm seeing that quite a lot. And it's actually amazing how many women are coming to drums later on in life. Yeah, like half of the people who are coming to the next one have just taken it up in their 40s and 50s, and that's it. It's great. But I feel like I don't know, it's a strange question. It's a strange thing, isn't it? Because obviously I want to be in a world where everything is all together and there's no separation between men and women. However, I just think women's together has been since the beginning of time, whether you're, I don't know, going out hunting together or you're doing yoga together. I don't know. I think there's something there that's appealing and empowering, and I think women feel safe and free to come into their power, as it were, and to be vulnerable and to take risks and to just relax. And I think sometimes, or maybe in their life, I don't know every lady's story who comes through the door, but I think for many, maybe that hasn't been the case when they've been around guys. Don't know. I'm very aware that I don't want to alienate any men, and I don't want it to be a anti-men thing or
Men
anything.
don't need a drum camp specifically for them, but because all of them are for men, basically. That's the truth, you know?
It's just not very equal yet, is it?
No,
You
it's
know?
not. In November when I did the drum camp with Nina, uh, there were 12 people, only one woman, and it wasn't specific for men.
No, no, exactly. And it's just kind of a weird. I know I've definitely received some flack for it being just women. But I'm
Let me
just
tell
learning
you
to
one
get
thing: you
go
you
on.
would get flack for whatever, you know.
Oh, I'm learning this. It's like you just get flack for existing, really, don't you?
Exactly. If you decide, especially nowadays with social media, if you decide to put your face on something, you're gonna get flack. Don't
Oh,
worry.
I know. I know. I got a load of hate the other, not a load, but some like negative comments just from posting the other day. It's like, okay, fine. Where's my armor? Put it on.
It-
Beginners, I feel, are often the most are left out, and they need it the most.
I think what you just said, it's very, very, very important. Beginners are left out and they need the most help.
Yes.
So I guess your drum camp has a lot of beginners, more beginners than intermediate people, right?
Yeah, like the demand for the beginner camp is quite big, which is amazing for me. It's just like, whoa, people really want to learn. There's lots of women who want to play drums. Um, and advanced beginners has proved quite, proved quite popular. So the intermediate, I guess, you know, I'm doing it on my own, so it's going to be a bit more intimate. So I don't really know how many people are going to come, but my plan is to keep it small anyway.
How many people do you usually have in a group?
Well, we've really changed. It's the first two camps were 7 or 8 max, but for this next one, we're going to have 12.
Okay.
So that's going to be a bit different. I personally don't want it any bigger than that, because I want to be able to say everyone's name and know exactly what they need and all of that. But because there's two of us, it should be great.
It's better to do more often, smaller groups more often than one big group that a lot of people will not get it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about, and everyone bonding. You know, if you've got a nice tight group, it's really nice, and then they help each other. And the first camp we had, they all went out on the Saturday night, and it was just really cool. Um, yeah, and that's the vibe I want to create. For me, it's very much, might sound a bit woo woo, but it's about feelings. Like, how do you feel in the weekend, and how are you going to feel when you leave? All of that's really important. So, vibe, lighting, music, everything I've thought about. I've thought about, what music is playing when they come in the room. What's it going to smell like? Should I bring a scented candle? Like, honestly,
It's all very important. It's all very important.
it's to create the right mood and create a feeling of being safe, and just being calm and being relaxed. Because I think if you are all of those things, you're more likely to, enjoy it, bond, learn, and take those risks.
And I think it's very important because imagine you've been playing drums for a long time now and you started quite young. So basically, this is your life, right?
Yeah.
But imagine for a woman in her mid 40s who always wanted to play the drums, never had a chance. Imagine how vulnerable is she feeling at the moment she because the enrollment and everything is okay because you do it all online. You enroll, you pay, everything is on whatever material. If you send material in advance, it's all there's everything is in your safe environment. But then you decide to go to this place and walk
Yes.
into a room in front of complete strangers. So
Yes.
all of this is very important. Very, very, very
Yes.
important.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's it. I'm coming from that place of, I'm here for you. I'm like, just take my hand. It's going to be okay, because I know, and everyone knows I often have nerves about stuff, but I also know this is a whole other thing, and it's a big deal. So I am from that place of, I want to celebrate every woman who walks in, because they've already done the hardest thing. They've just
Yeah.
come, and they've never done it before. So if you want to come, you're just going to feel good the moment you walk in. That's it,
There's
because
one
that's brave.
there's one thing I'll never forget from my induction week at MI, and that's been a long time ago. Uh, in the first week, they would have uh, from Monday through Friday a lecture that would last probably an hour and a half, from each department of the school and how things work and what to expect. And at the end of that lecture, a band formed by teachers would perform. Every day was like that. And I remember the very first band that played, the guy who came and sang the song, uh, when he finished one song before he sang the other one, he said, uh, every single one of you should be really proud of yourselves because you took the step to realize your dream. You have no idea how many, back in the day, how many information packages we send every month. And we know that less than 5% will enroll. So all these women that are signing up to your camp, they should feel really proud of themselves for taking the first step to realize their dream, you know? Because you've probably heard this more than me. 90% of adult women that come for drum lessons is the same story. I always wanted to learn. My parents said it wasn't an instrument for a girl, but now that I can pay for the lessons myself, I decided to. you know. So if I've
Yeah.
heard that, I'm pretty sure you have heard way more.
Yeah, and you know, I was talking to someone about this. In order for it to be equal, then we just need to even it out, right? So I'm just trying to help the world, yeah?
Aren't we all?
Make more women drummers, and then it's
Yeah.
like, boom, they're everywhere. It's great.
Oh, it's a shame. I should have brought here. I have a book talking about women drummers. And according to the book, in ancient times, the drummers were women in the tribes
Love that.
because it was connected to religion, and it was more often to have the women in charge of religion in tribes than men. And
Mm,
these women, most of them used to play drums. So we need to bring that back.
I'm here for it.
I know it might sound like a very common question, but where do you see this camp going in the future? Don't know when the future is. Might be next year, might be in 5 years, 10 years. Where do you see this going?
I have big ambitions.
As you should.
I I don't want to oversaturate, as in do it too many times in a year, because I've got other things going on, and personally, I want to do other camps that are mixed as well, which I'm gonna do. But I really would like to take it abroad and make it like a proper retreat. Like come here, somewhere really warm and sunny, and maybe my sister's doing some yoga, and then we drum.
That would be very nice, if you could have more activities that are
Yeah,
complementary to drumming.
yeah, I would really like that. Um, Somehow, I would love that, like a proper, yeah, proper retreat where people would come and for a few days, maybe. I don't know, either a very long weekend, but we'll see. I haven't worked those bits out yet, but I definitely know that's where I would love to do
Cool.
that.
I think it's a great idea that in the future you would spend like 3 or 4 days, as you said, somewhere warm and sunny, but not too warm so people don't want to go to the camp and they want to go to the beach.
I know, right? I'd need to like have, I don't know, have a plan how that
Warm
would
and
work.
sunny in the middle of nowhere so they cannot escape.
Yeah, maybe it can't be near the beach. I don't know.
Where you could have more activities than just drumming, start the day with a yoga session, and then, I don't know, at the end of the day, massage sessions or.
Oh, now we're talking.
And maybe even, things that are not, well, yoga is not really related to drumming, but uh, it could be, but something that's completely different, you know, I don't know, somebody talking about self-empowerment. I just came up with that now, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's how I'm viewing it. It's more like yeah, a retreat and not just drums. It's just like a well-being yoga, drums, and yeah, it would be good to have someone like a speaker or someone there to help inspire and talk about goals or life. I don't know. I just think some sort of empowerment thing.
And a jam session.
Yes, and a jam session.
I did a retreat with Billy Coben many years ago, but it wasn't only about drumming, it was about the rhythm section. So it was
Hmm.
basically the whole band. So we were having lessons with him and his band. And then, because there were other instruments, at the end of every day at 7 p.m., there was a jam session every night.
I love
You
that.
know, it was a whole week, Monday through Saturday, and then every night 7 p.m. a jam session. So maybe in the future, when it not only is a women's drum camp, but It's a women's music camp or something,
Yeah.
where you have a bass teacher, a guitar teacher, and you have guitarists and bassists, and Cool. Thank you very much, Kira, for your time.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, my pleasure. And everybody who wants to get more information, I'm going to put in the description how you find Kira. And then from there you can talk to her. Thank you.